Waking up at 5 a.m. seems to have become my thing now. I feel like not many people know what happens outside, so maybe that would be my specialty, to go out and to show you the city. It's snowing. I need to bump up the ISO because it's dark here, which means that the quality of the videos will not be as good as it could be. And that's ISO explained in a sentence. It brightens or darkens the photo with one trade-off, which is that the quality decreases because it introduces noise to them. For example, this is a series of photos at different ISO levels on my EOS 500D. So I should try not to push this camera any further than 800. If I want some usable photos, and if I want the full performance, I would stay only below 400, which is very bad performance, by the way. In comparison, this is a series of photos at different ISO levels on my Canon EOS R. I would only push this camera beyond 6000 ISO if I really had to, but when I want the full performance, I stay under 2000, which is an improvement, but not that drastic. In general, it's the Sony cameras that have a better low light capability because they manage to introduce less noise when they bump up the ISO. One useful thing you can do is to decrease the noise levels in Photoshop, but the trade-off yet again is that that function will decrease the sharpness of your photo. Someone might ask, why do we even need the ISO in a camera when we could also increase or lower the brightness of a photo in Photoshop? First of all, everyone is saying that what the ISO does is increase the sensor sensitivity to light. And that is actually not true. The sensor sensitivity remains unchanged. What the ISO can do is similar to what the volume control does in a radio. When you want to turn the volume up, you don't really increase the antenna sensitivity to the signal. What you do is only amplify the signal generated by it. Let me further explain. This is an analog signal. It is a large set of continuous range of values that represent physical measurements. This is a digital signal. It is a set of binary numbers that is divided into a finite number of levels into which the data that comes from the analog signal is stored. The digital signal is discrete, it is not continuous. And this is how it works inside of the camera. The light comes from the outside, hits the sensor, is then converted into an analog signal. Then through the analog to digital converter, through a process called quantization, it is converted into a digital signal. Everything you do in a computer is adjust the information that you have in your digital signal, which contains less data than the analog signal. One of the things that ISO does is to amplify the analog signal before it is converted into digital signal. So that process also introduces noise into the photos, but it does it with a better signal to noise ratio. All of this was just to say that by using ISO you can make images brighter and introduce less noise than you would introduce if you made them brighter in an editing app. I will show you a photo of my camera in the middle of the street. I was standing in front of it when a police car was driving by, and I don't know what they were doubting. I mean, a guy in the morning under a bridge with a big bag, probably. They thought I was some kind of drug dealer, but anyways, they stopped to ask and then they saw the camera and they were curious. They found my job quite chilling when I filmed the time lapse, and it was quite cool. But anyways, look at this. I'll see you in the next one.